Okay, so this video is all about editing your pages of your website. So if you're feeling brave and creative, then this is how to edit all of these lovely bits. Now the good news is you don't need to be that brave because it's really simple. There are probably only a few pages you'll want to edit as well. So for this video we'll just look at home page and about us. So you'll see that when you're logged in, you can helpfully see this black line at the top which says edit page. It's a really easy way to get to it. If not, if you don't go through the front end, then you can go to pages and it will list all your pages here. So we'll edit the home page now. Again, it's laid out just like the posts and the products and things like that, the coupons. So here's your home page. You can see here it says Revolution Slider. That's the big slider that goes across. And that relates to this section down here, Revolution Slider. Then you can see all these little boxes. You can see they're split into 6 columns. These are for your brand images. And then you've got 2 columns here and a full width column here. So you've got a heading, some space, that's just so everything doesn't bunch up together. Your blog posts, some space again, a heading, space again, and your Instagram widget, that's called. So you can see the anatomy of the page quite clearly. This section down here is your footer, and that's controlled somewhere else, and the footer sits at the bottom of every page. So we're only editing everything above this blue box. If we were to look at About Us, have I got it here? Yep, this is the About Us page. We've got a big header here. We've got some tabs here. This one has 2 columns, this one has 3. Then we've got a full width image, heading, and Instagram again looks slightly bigger on this one, and a tagline. So if we have a look at the anatomy of that page, you can see here's our big heading, some space, here's our tabs, some space again, here's our full width image in the middle, heading, and again here's the Instagram posts. Here's your tagline. Now you can see a little dot here. That's showing the colour, as if I hover over here it says row background colour. Now with the rows, this is a row here, you can see, and you can see it's full width. I could change this to 2 columns if I wanted, but I don't, I want to keep it full width. So you've got some options here. With each one of these elements you can edit, so I can edit the row here. I want it to be default, you probably won't need to change these. It's full width. You probably won't need to play around with these either. But all this means is it's adding a bit of space between the edge of the box and the content itself. It's adding 80 pixels. I don't want this to confuse you, I just want you to be able to see how it's made up. And then we've got a background colour here. And this is the goldy colour that we use for your site. I'm going to close that just for now. So what happens if I press the pencil on this content? So if I hover over here, you can see that this is a custom heading and I can edit this. There's a little pencil icon for each one of the widgets, these are called. So here's the text. I could change this to anything I want. Sale now on, for example. I can select it that it goes to a link. So I can either type in a link, or maybe I'd want it to link to a page instead. Maybe to the shop. I'm going to just cross that for now. You've got some options like the size of the text, how it's aligned, so in the center, the size. I'm going to close that for now. So let's try another one. You can see tabs here. So these are each of the tabs. So if I click on this one, For example, if I click on this one and press pencil, I'll see the title of that one. If I clicked on this one and press pencil, I'll see the title of this. And bespoke design, I'll see the title of that as well. Now, how about the content in the boxes? So each one of these, and in the tabs here, we can see that we've got 2 columns here. I could change it to 3. There you go. I could change it back to 2. Under Handmade in Norwich, when we click on that, we've got 3 columns. I could change it to 4. Change it back to 3 now. And for bespoke design, you can see I've got a 2/3 width and then a third. Maybe I'll change it to a 1/4 width and 3/4. I'm just going to change that back again as well. Now I just want to show you how you add new content. So you could either, say you change this to 3 columns. You've got an empty box now, and as you would imagine, pressing the plus will give you the options of what to pop in it. Now you could have a really good play around with these. You can add a button, you can add some text, a single image. You can start to type image here, and it will give you your image options. Revolution slider, so you could pull in a slider from the Revolution slider. There's all sorts of options. Feel free to have a really good play around with this. It would take us forever to go through each one, but if there's any specific ones that you want to see, then I'll happily talk you through them. So most often you're going to be using text boxes, maybe custom headings, or single images, I would say. So we could add a text box in there. So this will give you options here. We can keep that there. CSS animation just means how it enters the page. So when you load the page, there'll be a slight effect where it fades in from top to bottom. It's just a small thing, not too noticeable. I don't tend to add them because it makes the page load a little bit slower. So let's save that as it is. So now we can see under our Bespoke Design tab, we'd have this text box here, a single image here. I could edit this if I wanted and change the image. Or add a new one. I want the full image size, or you can specify a size as well. The alignment. There's different image styles as well. You can add borders and things like that. Just have a play around. Might be good if you have if you create a test page to play around on. I can show you how to do that now. So that's the About Us page. So all of the text on About Us is accessible by finding the box that you want to change. So if I wanted to change something in here, I would go to, oh, wrong one. I'd go to Our History and I would edit the text box here. So I'm going to come away from this one. I'm going to just go to Pages. I'll leave that. I don't want to make those changes. I'm going to add a new one. We'll call it Test Page. And I'm going to press Backend Editor. And all that does is create the templates for you so that you don't have to hand code anything. So we want to add an element. First we'll add a row. That's a good place to start. And I'm going to keep that full width, and I'm going to add a custom heading into it. I'm not going to put anything else here. I'm going to have a nice big font size though. You can change your font if you like. And save. Finish. And I would like this, this row to have a background colour. I could also choose a background image, which I've done on some of yours. So instead of choosing colour here, choose an image instead. Maybe I'll choose this one. That looks good. Monk binding. Save that. And why don't we go ahead and see what that looks like. There you go. So you can see we've got a duplicate here. It says test page up here, and it says test page down there in this font as well. So if we make this box drop down, if I said hide the page title and update it, so it's showing it as default. Refresh. It wouldn't show it anymore. Alternatively, I could say yes, show it. And I want to have a nice big image as well. The test page to be written over. Some good images at the bottom for this sort of thing. We'll choose this one. Shop background. And update. Refresh. There you go. So we can see the shop background and test page there. Now, you probably think about this, that you want to play with it a bit. You want to make it, you want to add more to it, add more space around it, and also probably change the font and the colour of it too. So let's have a look at that quickly. So I'm going to change it to, actually the font that we use is Playfair Display for you. I want to have a nice 900 bold. You'll recognise this as the font that I've used. So I'd like to do that. I'd like to pop it in the centre. And I'd like to give it some padding as well. So 100 pixels to the top and bottom. Save changes. And update. So a lot of it is trial and error. Let's see what that looks like. There you go. So still the wrong colour, but you can see that we've now got some padding, so it's made it made the height greater. It's now in the middle and it's in our favourite Playfair Display font. So obviously that doesn't look great, but we'll just use it for now. I just want to show you how to add a bit more. So maybe we'll have another row now. Let's add a row. And maybe we would like 2 columns this time. In this one we want to have, maybe we want to pull some blog posts in. We'll have a blog post slider. Maybe with 2 columns. Order by date is fine, with date descending. You might find that having two blog posts in one half column is too much, but we'll play around. And we'll have a message box as well. You can have a play around, see what suits you here. You can have different icons. Obviously this makes no sense what I'm doing at the moment. So if we leave it as that, we'll see what that looks like. Those message boxes are helpful if you want to add a box into a product page, maybe to make your made to order stand out a little bit. So let's have a look at our test page now. I don't think it'll look much good, but it'll just show you how you build up the anatomy on the page. So here's our blog slider. We've only got 2 blog posts at the moment, so 2 here in our half column, and here's our message box. Here's the icon that we chose. And you can really have loads of fun with this. I hope this gives you enough of an idea how to at least edit the content you have, and if you're feeling playful, add a bit more to it. If you want me to take you through any specifics, then I'm more than happy to, but for now that can conclude our page editing and adding. Good luck and have fun.